Okay, I wanted to provide a video on how to set up your school for the year. So I'm going to click on Begin Setup. You will notice there are two main areas here. One is for your roster, the other is for your calendar. So let's take a look at the roster. So you have to have your employees listed here on the roster in order for them to access the system. So when you arrive on this page, you'll see all of your active employees, and then obviously you can go ahead and remove employees as you need to. So you might have someone that retired or is no longer working at the school. Go ahead and remove their name. And then when you have new employees, you can go ahead and click on Add New Employee. And you simply enter their first and last name. Now the nice feature here is if you supply an email address, you can send them an invitation and invite them to create their personal login account. Now to be clear, adding names to the roster does not mean someone is actually in the system. It simply means that you've added their name and you expect them to sign in. You can see I've added a number of names here, and none of them have yet created an account. So when they sign into the application, they'll navigate to the school, they'll find their name on the list. So they must be here on the list in order to gain access. Alright, so everyone needs to sign in, create their personal login account. Alright, when you're done, go ahead and click on I am done reviewing the roster. That will create some files in the system. Now, you can revisit the roster anytime you need to. So unexpectedly, if you have an employee leave the school, you can deactivate their account. And of course, if you hire a new employee, you can add their name to the roster. So there is a way to do that after you've done the initial setup. Alright, now let's take a look at calendar dates. This is pretty straightforward. We have 5 steps here. We're looking for the first and last day of school for students. We're looking to create dates for your log sheets. You can supply due dates. Now these would be dates that you're telling your staff we would like to have these forms completed. Then you can indicate staff only days, in-service dates, and days off, holidays, and things like that. So let's take a quick look. When you navigate here, you're going to find dates already supplied in the system for you. We provide a generic calendar, so you can simply update them as you need to. Click and select the date that applies. Then go ahead and click on the next step. Now, when it comes to your forms, your term dates for your forms, we generally like the forms to begin on a Monday and then ending on a Friday. That's not critical, but it is helpful when it comes to printing, and when you're just completing your forms, it's just nice to start on a Monday and end on a Friday. If it doesn't match up with your quarters exactly, that's okay. You can adjust here and there. Sometimes people will end a term on a Thursday. It makes sense to just bump it to a Friday and include that last day. Alright, couple other things here. If your school uses a trimester, go ahead and select that checkbox, and we accommodate trimesters in the system. One little point here, second term, often there is you have your Christmas break or your winter break. A lot of times schools will end their term on the last day before that big break. We recommend wrapping up that holiday break in the second quarter. Just end your term after the break is over, and that way when teachers come back at the beginning of the third term, you're starting on a Monday most likely, and you've started the third quarter clean without that big holiday breaking up the forms. Okay, not a big deal, but just a little tip there. Alright, the next step, your due dates. So go ahead and supply due dates. We establish due dates for your school, but you can adjust them as you need to. And then I mentioned staff only days. It's always nice to just click on dates that the teachers will be working but the students are not in session, and that kind of alerts teachers or employees as they go through their forms, what did we do on that particular date. And then I mentioned days off. We put in the major holidays for you, but you can click on dates that we did not supply for you. For example, you might take the Wednesday off before Thanksgiving. You can go ahead and click on that, or you can deselect it. So just make sure we have those dates correct for you. All right, then click exit. You'll go back to this main calendar menu, and then exit out of this calendar, and we return to the setup area. The last step here is I've completed the setup items. So now you're done with the initial setup. You're going to navigate into the application now, and then you can go to the manager module and you can adjust things like your roster, your due dates, and then if you need to make a structural change to your calendar, just give us a call or send us an email and we will take a look at that. Okay, I hope that helps. That is how you get your school set up in a new school year.